Okay. Do.
It's a balcony. Bueno, ¿de qué es ahí?
All righty. Well, hello, everybody.
Hello, Bob.
Hello.
Well, let's see. We got a minute or two. I see Louis still here.
He's sort of, his camera's looking at the ceiling.
Yeah, well, at least he got that from the eyes up, anyhow.
Yes, Lou is here.
Louis, fix your camera.
Louis.
You gotta sit in the tallest seat or lower the camera.
Oh, okay. Let me see. Can I lower it?
Yeah. How long before you are moving out, Louis?
I'm already out.
You are out.
Yes.
Oh.
I am in New Mexico.
Oh, you're a eavesdropper then, huh?
Yep.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Well, you have to tell us all about where your new digs.
Okay. Is that better?
Yeah.
Oh, that's much better. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
up Monday, almost 2 weeks ago.
Well, yeah, I didn't see you around campus, and I thought, well, what? Here he is on the. But that's okay. You're welcome to join us. No problem. We know no big secrets here. You'll just think back and says, oh, look at all the stuff that I'm missing now. You know. No, I won't rub it in. You're welcome to join us anytime. Sure. Old friends are good friends. So.
Lots of friends there.
Yeah. Well, today is Earth Day. And I had to look up and says, where did Earth Day come from? And it's basically a reminder for us to protect our environment and restore anything we've damaged in the ecosystem, which means if you've got a messy backyard, you're supposed to clean it up and live a more sustainable life. So you're supposed to reduce your energy level, so instead of driving around, you're supposed to take a walk today, or something like that, silly things. Reduce energy use. And of course, my campaign is use digital instead of paper. That'll help the earth too. So, but I don't know. This whole idea of trying to get everybody onto digital devices in the village, that's going to be a long haul campaign. It's a long term type of thing. We can talk about it, but until we convince people that digital is better than paper, and there's a reason for them to learn it and do something different. It's going to be a long story to get going there. What was that? Somebody's cutting in and out, so.
A paper copy wouldn't do that.
All righty. Well, let's see. Of course, if I go back over the past week and exciting things that happened, of course, Sunday was Easter. And a lot of us went out and on the town, enjoyed the families and everything else because they didn't invite our families to come and join us for Easter. But then there was, I looked in the Facebook and I saw, my gosh, all of these, what do I do with this thing now? All of these stories about Easter bunnies, and we had our own Easter bunny with Judy, and taking pictures all around the place here. So I said, well, we got to show some Easter bunny stuff on Zoom today. So I figured
warm weather during cold.
So I figured we could do that. And let's see, I got to cue this up here. So so here we go. We're gonna show what the Easter bunny looked like for some other people, mostly little kids. And you can probably relate this if you were dressed up as Easter bunny for your grandkids and stuff like that. So here we go. And the good old Easter egg hunts.
You're right, Reese? All right. Willow, stop, look.
Oh, I guess we don't.
Run, Betty, run!
Happy Easter! Hi, Grandma. No, restart. We're glad to know that you. Oh.
And it's Big Brother there. Here comes Easter Bunny running away. That nasty thing to do. The old Easter egg hunts.
Grab him, man. Grab him. Come on. Grab him.
Look at it!
Put it back in.
Grab all your eggs, Ben.
Why they're so scared, little ones.
He likes to look at them from afar. Uh-oh, I can't believe it. Well, I've never seen him do that.
Oh, well. Some people like it, some people didn't. So, stop. Okay. Okay. So, whoop, I gotta shut this thing off. Here we go. This is like trying to engineer a whole bunch of things at the same time, and all these things to keep track of. So some of those kids were scared of the Easter Bunny, and they really didn't give a darn. But it was cute to have those little Easter egg hunts and everything else, and that kind of stuff. They didn't really know what's going on. So, but pretty soon they outgrew it, and then it was time gone by. So let's see. Monday was a tax day. Everybody got your taxes in, right? Got your taxes done. There you go. Good. And then, of course, Wednesday we had our wonderful earthquake drill. And I don't see Judy. He may be hiding from us now because that earthquake drill just dragged on for such a long time. I don't know what happened there, but it took we started around 10:15, and they didn't give us an all clear until 11:30. What? Yeah, Doug.
I can tell you what happened on that. There was a consultant that was here during that time to give instruction to the staff. And he got here earlier than they thought. And he started his instruction and the drill started.
Oh.
And they were kind of caught between a rock and a hard place there. And we couldn't talk to Nadine. That was one of the reasons we couldn't release everybody. Nadine, as the incident commander and the boss of this whole thing, she has to be able to say, yes, people can be released. And we couldn't talk to her.
Until they get a better.
Well, my only comment is we were all volunteers. And
sure.
when they sort of, take advantage of us and say, wait for another 20, 30 minutes standing around doing nothing, and we're going to lose some respect here if we don't.
We were trying to contact her and trying to get a hold of her. She was in a meeting room and finally we just broke into the meeting and say, hey, look, we've got people standing around out here. We need to let them go.
Finally, good. Okay. Well, again, we have a single point failure there. A person second in the command must have to jump in and, take charge. I'm glad you did. So, yeah, I hope everything went well, but as a member of the team, I think a lot of us had a little bit of resentment there, just having to stand around for a long time. But it's better than nothing here. So let's see.
Practice. I'm out of here. The next one. Go shopping.
All right. Okay. Of course.
Bob,
Comment? Yes.
I think one thing should be addressed. I was not able to be here for that. But obviously somebody came into my apartment and looked around and moved some stuff around. And I don't know who that was.
That's not good.
And I think
would probably be a staff like a nurse. A nurse or a maintenance person.
Well, I think they should have left a hanger to let me know that somebody had come in and who it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be a good feedback to Judy. Say, if you're going to visit a person when absent, they should leave a note and says, we were here and such. So
actually, they do leave a note on the doorknob saying someone visited and has the date on it. Typically, but you want some traceability too. You want to know who it was. Mm-hmm.
So okay.
You should
All
put
right.
it on the door and say, I'm not going to be here, so they don't bother you.
Yeah. Well, I had one lady call me, said she's going to go out shopping, and so when I went to her door, I just said not on campus type of thing, so no one else would go in there.
Good.
Good idea. Mm-hmm.
But that's just little things that we need to think about. Yeah. So let's see. Of course, we had a town hall today. I hope most of you had a chance to go and hear the little details that Nadine brought up. Probably the most important one is that next week we will be having a clinic for booster shots. And the booster shots will be giving on Thursday in the PAC in the morning from 9 to noon, apparently. And it's sort of alphabetically by last name. You have a handout on all of that, should be. And there's a form as part of that handout, which is your consent form. They also want copies of your ID, copies of your medical insurance card, and copies of your vaccine card. And if you make all those copies and drop them off at the front desk, it takes a load off of them. Otherwise, they have to make copies of them, and you have to stand around waiting. So it's probably best if you do that. And they want that stuff turned in by Tuesday. Okay. Let's see.
He has a question.
Yeah.
Make sure they get it right. Make a copy.
Yeah, go ahead.
Make a copy. I mean, they do it right.
Am I unmuted? Can you hear me, Bob?
Yes, I can hear you.
I see that Lou is here. Massengale. Where is he?
Okay,
videoing from?
Lou, why don't you explain your situation, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I left for Walnut Village on the 11th of March. And I
11th
traveled
of April.
for a day and a half. I spent the night in Tucson on the 11th. Took off at 8 o'clock the next morning, arrived at get a little forget for here, Las Cruz at 2:30 the same day, a day and a half trip. Good trip, all except in Palm Springs. We got there, it was a windy, dusty, and one truck that lost control and hit the divider and delayed us for about an hour. We're here, I'm living with my at my daughter's home, and she's in Indiana. This is the summer home, and they come here every 3 months to see how the place is. And they will retire in 20 months. When they retire, this will be their permanent home. Now, my situation here, Shirley and I has bought a home in last December to be built. It's under construction now. It's about a mile from where I am at the present. And we go by, we've been by there 3 times since we've been here Las Cruz. And checking the construction. At the present time, they're up to piles, stacks of drywall to be installed next week. After they get this drywall installed, then they'll start coming in and putting in the fixtures and what they have here. They're wrapping up everything. They hope to be ready to turn it over about July.
July, okay.
That's pretty fast.
Yeah. If you're making better progress in there, our new summer house too.
It's nice. Providence is very talented here. That was one thing that encouraged us to come here.
So is this going to be located in Palm Springs?
No.
No.
Las Cruz.
Las Cruces.
This is New Mexico.
Oh, New Mexico. Okay.
The Dove can tell you all about it. This is his
About 45 miles north of El Paso.
Ah, okay. Well, we're getting good signal from you. So you're more than welcome. I'll leave you on the mailing list, and you're more than welcome to join us.
Okay,
and then, of
thank
course,
you.
if you find any great candidates, send them our way. We need some more occupancy here, too.
It's going to be rather hard to get them from here with this situation. We purchased a home, five bedrooms, and it's going to cost us, after all of our travel and what they have, about $350,000 to $75,000.
Gosh. Oh, that's cheap.
Yeah.
That is. Oh, wow.
I don't know if I told everyone, my son is moving to North Carolina because he makes good money, but he's renting and he can't put a nickel in the bank because he's spending everything he earns on rent. So he got a new job out there in the same company, a little bit more money, not much, but the cost of living is so small. A $600,000 house here would cost about $200,000 out there.
Yeah.
And so
Right.
he thinks he's going to get ahead. So we'll see how that works out.
Other things are
Guess
coming
who's going to have to co-sign his loan, you know? All righty. Oh, my cat's joining me. See? Yeah, here's my cat right here. Oops, she's going to get out of the way. Okay. So let's see. At the town hall today, one of the things that, by the way, the town hall meeting is already up on YouTube. If you go to YouTube and subscribe to Walnut Village Life Enrichment, every time they put a new YouTube up, it'll show up in your YouTube collection. So that's a nice thing to do. And for instance, the YouTube Town Hall 4.22.22 was up within an hour after the meeting was over. So it's nice if you want to go back and see what was said, or pass it on to your neighbors who missed something like that. It's a great way of doing things. We at the one of the things that happened at the meeting was Judy Marsh took over the mic for a little bit and said she's really not getting the support out of the residents as to what they want to do and what the priorities are. So she went around the room and asked, "What do you guys want to do these days?" You know, and I said, "Well, they want to do more outings. They want to do more of this, and they want to do that." And so she got a whole bunch of new ideas that she's going to have to try to figure out how to do them. Of course, Don Baldwin gave her a list this long, and it's mostly all possible kinds of things to go out to see SoFi Stadium and everything else. But we'll see how those things come up. They are very great ideas, but they're little rather big steps for a small community like ours to try to go into a huge stadium like that. And a lot of other people ask for museum ideas and stuff like that. So if you're interested in getting the social activities turned on again, write down some ideas, and you can put them by her door. There's a little shelf by her door, or else you can go and put notes in the sign-up book that's in the post. And she goes through those places all the time. And she gets some of the inputs. And then if she has questions, obviously she can contact you about follow-up on what you really mean, or how much you wanted to spend on these kinds of things. She's got a lot of ideas, but as of course she doesn't have a lot of help. We don't have a lot of extra help going around here on these kinds of things. So she probably needs some volunteers to help organize some of these things too. And let's see, we had next week on Monday, Deb Enfield is our new executive director. She'll be on campus, since that's to be her first day here. And on Tuesday afternoon, around 2 o'clock in the Breezeway, they're going to have an ice cream social for the residents to come out and meet her and say hi. So you got a chance to meet her face to face on Tuesday. We don't really know much about her, but this is our chance to get to, first contact and see what's going on. Wednesday, happy hour from 4:30 till 6 or whatever, will be a happy hour to say farewell to Nadine. Last chance to do that socially. She'll be here on campus for all next week and Monday, and I guess her last day is Tuesday, week after next.
Monday.
Yeah, so she's going to have a busy week breaking in Debbie. So we'll see how that all goes. Any other things that we want to bring up? Activities going on, or things you want to keep track of, or whatever? Okay. I'm proud to say I went down to the printers and picked up the new photo directory pages today, and This is the, whoop. I can't show you. Anyhow, this is the new directory. You can't see it here. There.
Yeah, it's hard to see.
Anyhow, if I,
Your background is overriding.
yeah, well, if I got to shut my background off.
Yeah.
So this is the new directory.
No,
And
nice.
it's nice and glossy, just like the old one, but it's got all these new pictures in it. And so I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. It's we have, I think, 40 new people in it. 40 new pictures anyhow.
Wow.
And
Wow.
So we took a lot of folks out who aren't around with us, including Louis. He's not in the book anymore, but we added a whole bunch of new people, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. It's the price is $10. The people who have already paid for it, we will start delivering it over this weekend. I'm going to have a little party of my team to get together and putting the pages in the folders and doing all the pushing the tabs down and everything else. And we should have books distributed starting sometime late Saturday. And I haven't talked to Doug or the other guys on the team about how we're going to do that. One idea was to go and get Bill McGaughy's Red Wagon and going up and down the halls and distribute them that way. But we'll see. We're happy to get the book out. It's actually an ad hoc team, ad hoc committee of the resident council, because we had to have some legitimacy to it. So that was started by Fred Nelson, and Fred was on the phone with Judy a little while ago and said, "Yeah, he'd like to get a copy of it too to see what's going on here." So we'll include him. Now, here's a little perk for you. Here's a little goodie. If you bought the book, and if you have an email address, I will send you a link so you can have your own digital copy of the book. And let me go through what that's all about. So here we go. Somebody's got something going on in the background here.
Yeah.
So the digital copy is a bunch of files that I send out over a link to Dropbox. Now, the folder is a folder on Dropbox, and you get the link. And I'm going to explain it in this thing here. It contains 160 or some files, and it has the names of the people in there. And when you click on the names, the picture comes up. So here's a little video I put together of my iPhone, and it has a folder called Residents 2022, okay? And when you click on that folder, you get all these names that pop up, okay? And yeah. And then when you get to the name you want, it says, "Oh, who is that?" And you click on that, and the picture comes up, okay? Now that is what I'm calling a digital directory, because you notice I have everything by first name. So if there's a couple, I put each name as a separate one. So you don't have to worry about, oh, I didn't really look for this guy. I was looking for his wife. So these will be all in separate files, and it gives you instructions about how to use how to Dropbox. If you have a Dropbox account and you just click on this thing, you'll get a thing like this, and it says either save it to Dropbox, or you can save it to your download, any folder on your downloads, either tablet, computer, or phone. Now, if you don't have a Dropbox account, you're going to see this come up. or if you're not logged into Dropbox, then you can register here for Dropbox, or you can sign in with your existing account, and then it'll give you this other screen here, and that's what you get to each time you can do it. If you don't have a Dropbox account, that's okay. You can still use it, but it's going to be slower because when you click the link, it has to go over to the internet and find all this folder and load it up, and then you can use it. But then when you shut the thing down, it's gone. So it's nicer if you can save it on your device if you have the room. And you click on the link, and you have whatever the link is, and you'll see the picture come up right away. So I'll send this little thing out to people who have emails and have purchased the book, and then you'll be able to set that up. A number of people used it before. A lot of people didn't bother with it, but I think I find it very convenient just to keep track of, especially the new people. It says, I forget their first name, I forget the last name, I forget the wife's name, and that kind of stuff. So it helps.
Does that give their apartment number on it anywhere?
No, I don't. I just the name and the picture. If I have to, you got to go to the apartment number. Go with the book. It's not a complete directory. We also have a directory, online directory with names, phone numbers, emails, and apartments and all that. But that's a little too much data to try to keep track of it with all this other stuff too. If I had a nice database manager that we could use, we could put all into one system. But this is just sort of a spin-off of the putting the directory together. Okay. Any questions on that?
Thank you for doing it, Bob.
Oh.
Yeah. Very nice. Very
well,
nice.
I use it for myself, so I might as well share it. So, okay. Let's see. We also question. Yes, Judy. Go ahead.
Yeah. Is Dropbox free, and do you consider it safe?
Not free.
Dropbox is free for the first 5 gigabytes or something like whatever the number is, and then you have to buy it a little bit at a time. So if you're not using it, it's a very convenient tool because you can share data between computers and PCs and laptops and everything else. I use it all the time because I use multiple devices. If it's on the computer, it'll also be, you can open it up on your phone and use it too. And for this kind of application, it's very simple. If you're going to use it for 15 other things, you might have to start paying a subscription. It tells you when you're going to run out of space. And so that's okay. I use the same technique for the chorale music too. But the chorale music usually is just, a half a dozen songs. And that way you can load those in your computer or your phone. And you don't really need Dropbox, but I use Dropbox also. So if you set up one, you can use it for both. Okay. Nadine mentioned that the silver name tags order went out yesterday, and there's a bunch, maybe 80-some people who are going to get them, and probably coming in maybe next week or so. So we'll all go from gold to silver. That's sort of a downgrade, isn't it? But we'll see. If you haven't got one, you can still sign up at the front desk, and they'll put on, I guess, start a second order. So forth. Okay. I came across something that was I thought was very interesting to me, and it's very how should I say it without being too sensitive? It's part of the Japanese culture to provide a lot of discipline in their children, which probably is a good thing these days. And I think that's part of their culture too. So they have a show they've been doing for 7 or 8 years. I don't know how long time it was. And Netflix just picked up the show. And it's now on Netflix. And it's kind of amusing, but some people might say it's abusing children. I don't think it's abusing children. I think it's an interesting observation of how the Japanese culture works, or at least part of it or whatever, of having kids learn things at a very young age and becoming responsible. The show is called Old Enough, and it features 2- and 3-year-old children. And I'm going to try to see if I can show you this.
See this? Have you?
Yeah, here it is. Okay. I'm going to show you this and see if you think good of it or you don't think good of it. It's mind-provoking. They got this one season, there's 20 different episodes. The episodes are very short, 10, 15, 20 minutes. It's almost like a documentary, and it's all mostly in Japanese because I haven't changed the full show. But from an observation viewpoint, it sounds really interesting kind of thing. So let's see if you see what you guys think about this. Now
That's on the morning show.
Here's a little boy, 2 years old, and her mom's is sending him off shopping.
Did see some of this.
And so just following this little boy, and he's got the flag. I guess it sort of makes him a little more visible. And he starts playing with something else.
Hello?
Yeah?
Can you hear me? Just a minute.
Please mute yourself.
I'm trying. Okay.
So he's going down the road, and of course the Japanese culture is a little more polite and not aggressive with their automobiles and everything else. And the little 2 boy says, "Oh, that's a police car." And it takes a little time to figure out where he's going. He's going down a big highway.
Yeah, I was impressed when I saw this, how mature those kids are.
Solo Aaron, 2 years old, and it's his mother's job to get him some curry and fish cakes and ask some flowers for Grandma's altar. Now, what happened to my video?
I don't know.
Wait a minute, what's going on here? The videos. It's disappeared.
Here it is.
Huh. I got some technical difficulties here. The screen went behind the other screen. What's going on here? Huh. That ain't work. That ain't right. Come on.
There we are.
Resume. Okay. Oh, come on. This is season 1, show 1.
Oh, no.
It's called Old Enough. Yeah, that's the name of the show. What's going on? I don't understand what's my... guys, I have no idea what's. Let me try it. Let me see if I can put it on a different browser. Maybe that will work. So I got to get this up here. And I'm just going to stop it now. Can you see it now?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, maybe it's going to work. I don't know. So he's going down the street. Then there it goes black.
Yeah.
Weird.
That point.
Well, let me try a different browser. Just a minute. There's always more than one way of doing a business here.
They show this.
Okay. Oh, it wants me to sign in of all things. Okay. Okay. Oh, come on. Now I gotta go through password hell. So you can see that there might be some controversy here. It doesn't like my password of all things. Come on. Oh, gee. I don't feel as bad as Ernest had. He was trying to show slides at the thing this morning. He couldn't get the computer to talk to the projector, so he must have felt pretty bad too. Oh, darn it! I gotta do another thing here. Okay. Now we go up here. Yeah. Okay, it seems like it's going to work on this one, so I got to go back and get you guys linked up here. So we're here. Oh no!
Same thing. Must be a little glitch.
That's weird. I can look at it on my screen, but Netflix doesn't want to. It doesn't want to be transmitted on Zoom, apparently. Oh well, it was a cute little idea. The whole idea was to show that this little boy, he went there and he did all these things. He came back and he had a little flag. He had to cross all these big streets and everything else. And it was amazing, the amazing he's learned. And when he got home, his parents congratulated him and everything else. It's sort of like a major achievement for a 2-year-old. And I said, well, that's kind of interesting, a lesson to teaching kids like that. Although some people say, well, you're abusing them, you're using them that way. Jan, what's your question?
No, I don't have a question. I was able to see some of this on, I think it was on the Today Show one morning.
Oh, yeah.
And I was impressed with how they taught these tiny children to run these errands. And they weren't afraid of them going out by themselves.
They teach them all kinds of confidence and self-assurance. Yeah, right. I thought the lesson, it was very amazing for the person, the kids who can do this kind of stuff and absorb it and be responsible. You know, as long as
even trust our teenagers to go out alone.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust a teenager to do the same thing. So anyhow, I don't know what the technical issue is, but somehow Netflix doesn't like to be exploited on YouTube, on Zoom. So I'd have to either maybe a screen save it or something like that, and make a video to show you. But on your own, just go down to Netflix, type in old enough, and you'll be able to see all these the shows. And they're kind of interesting. They have the episodes go into many different subjects. 2 and 3 year olds getting around and doing things that some responsible teens wouldn't be able to do. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So let's see. There's a bomb in terms of my getting things done here, but let's see. The other thing I was going to talk about and show you was we were talking about Earth Day, you know, and you don't want to be driving around in cars, and you want to do all this kind of walking. And then it says, well, geez, use electric vehicles. Well, electric vehicles aren't necessarily earth-friendly either, because you got to mine all these minerals, build all these cars, figure out how to get the electricity generated in a green environment, and then transmitted to your car. So the net of how green electric vehicles are is still up for grabs, except we are still, pushing them because we're not going to use fossil fuels, but we need a lot of fossil fuels in the meantime. So I said, well, maybe, and the other thing came up was the Biden administration just trying to help out the environment, reenacted a whole bunch of environmental protection rules on construction projects called NEPA. And that is going to say, well, we're not going to allow you to do these things unless you have an environmental safety report and everything else. And the analysis of that was that it's going to shut down an awful lot of projects that originally were going to be done as part of the infrastructure plan, including not just things for fossil fuels, but all for the renewable energy projects too. So I said, well, and the long and short of it is we're going to need more roads, and how we're going to get those roads for all these vehicles is a big question. So I said, well, let's take a look at alternatives here. So here's something that was on 60 Minutes, and I don't know if you happened to catch it or not, but I thought it was kind of interesting. This is called eVTOL, EVTOLS, and see if you follow what this is all about.
Anderson Cooper.
This is happening. I was able to go to Austin, Texas, and fly Lyft Aircraft's eVTOL, which is called HEXA.
To launch this business, we are focused on sort of experiential entertainment, right? I think there's a huge market for people to just experience the thrill and joy of flight.
We spoke to Matt Chasen, who's the CEO of Lyft Aircraft.
We do envision people using HEXA or a future version of HEXA for transportation use. You know, with a 15-mile range, you can accommodate about 85% of the trips that you might take daily in your car.
I know you've been talking with the military. You see military applications for this, first responder applications?
Absolutely. There's a lot of applications that are suited to this aircraft that can basically use this capability to save lives. We're very fortunate that the United States Air Force has leaned into this new industry heavily and is helping to foster the development of eVTOL aircraft in the United States.
It was amazing to me that after about 20 or 30 minutes of doing this VR simulation, that was it. That was all the training I really needed to be allowed to go into the vehicle and take off and fly.
Just like the simulator. We'll get the seatbelt on you.
It's like a drone on steroids.
Okay, perfect.
You get in, the joystick's right there, and they say, "Are you ready for takeoff?"
Are you ready?
Yep.
You are in takeoff mode.
And that's it.
And here's braking ground.
You take off, and that just lifting off the ground, you can't help but laugh. You can't help but it's just a really cool feeling. I felt safe. A number of those motors can fail and the vehicle can still fly. When you want to land, all you do is you position Hexa above the landing zone. You press a button on the joystick, and you can take your hands off, and it automatically lands. It only lasted about 9 minutes, but it was really thrilling.
That was cool.
Now, see, you don't need any roads for those. So that's one idea. Now, here's another one. It's see if I can bring this up here now. Let's see. This is a flying car, and it's a Slovakian company that's commuting to work in a dual-capacity aircraft car, and it's getting pretty close to being real. The company's called Klein Vision, and it unveiled the Air Car, a gas-powered flying car, the European Union's test for airworthiness. It's a BMW-designed engine that runs on gas, but can go ascend to the road to reach as high as 18,000 feet, and has air speeds of almost 200 miles an hour, and can travel 620 miles an hour on a single tank. And it completed its first flight in June, and it's not the world's first flying car. It's a push-of-a-button conversion from an aircraft to a car in 3 minutes. So let's take a look at that. I have to put this in the browser. So here's the air car. It's really a hybrid car / airplane. This one I don't think is as automatic as the one that was on 60 Minutes. This guy probably have to be trained in how to fly an airplane. But it flies, the fast and high as the airplanes do. So that's a nice part. But I guess the nice part of this is you don't have to go through the terminal and all the check in and check out. You just drive away. So it is a little weird looking though. So maybe this is what the future of technology brings us, or getting around.
It looks like toys for rich people. I don't think it's some of the problems we have.
I don't think it's a general purpose problem, no.
No. But they are ingenious, yeah.
Well, it's a step in the right direction, I guess, you know. I think that that other one that was much more like a drone was probably a little more realistic.
But I can't see a Walmart parking lot full of those drones.
Well, who knows what the future is going to bring here? So, it's we have a lot of challenges ahead on some of these things. So, let's see. Okay, well, I have to get you guys smiling again here. So let's see how. Here we go. So here's some more technology. Going back to the old telephone. At least you knew always where it was.
Yeah.
I had a problem this morning. Yesterday, I left my cell phone in my car, and I figured, where the heck did I? Looking all around the apartment for it, and I says, the last place I used it was in the car. So anyhow, so then we had this other. Siri, why am I so bad with relationships with women? This is Alexa. I'd like to really like to look at something a little higher priced. I'll show you again in the house tomorrow. It's my son is going through this right now. Oh, we don't have the calendar here. Okay, so here we go. Jim receives a note under the door, and it's intrigued because it's a closet door. And here's this guy. I'll ask you one more time. What are you reading?
What's it to you?
What's it to you? Here's a crafty old lady. She's waiting for the next telemarketer to call. She's sitting there with these air horns.
Yeah.
Maybe that's one way to stop them. And here, this is a tough way to see your thing in the parking lot.
Yeah.
And here we go. Two hillbillies were sipping shine on the front porch when a truck went by, past with rows of sod. There, I'm going to do that when I win the lottery, announced hillbilly number one. What? Do what? He says, send my lawn out to get mowed. Christmas tree for the unvaccinated. No needles, just balls. Okay, those are what I have to show you there. Any last comments or questions, or we'll finish up with our puns.
Hey, Bob.
Yes, Louis.
I just want to thank everyone for the wonderful a send-off they gave Shirley and I when we was leaving. And most of all, Gloria, thank you very much, dear.
Okay. I'm sure they appreciate that. Yes. Well, it was nice having you as a friend and part of our family for a while. And you're more than welcome to keep in touch with us this way too. So, by the way, there are other people. If you want your family or friends to join or just listen in, that's fine with us. These are public domain type of meetings, and if they don't want to participate, you can send them links to the YouTube, and they can watch it whenever they want to. Also, so if people back east says, "What's going on in Walnut Village?" you can share it that way. Okay. All righty. So let's see. What did I do with
Betsy?
Oh, here they are.
Betsy, look at Betsy.
Betsy, you got a question? Are you raising your hand, Betsy? No, okay, because you're muted anyhow. So okay. Well, let's see. Let's finish up with our puns for the day, and move on to happy hour and all those other good things. So, oops, I gave that one away. Where do frogs keep their money? Of course, in the riverbank. So, okay. All right, let's move on here. Who sits in a corner all day, but somehow, I got to scoot this over, still travels the world?
Stamps.
Stamp. Very good. Good guess.
Okay.
Okay. Why can't the lifeguards save the hippies? They're too far out.
Ooh.
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 This is a cute one. Why can't dogs operate MRI machines?
Because they're cat scans?
You got it close to it. I don't know, but cats can.
Oh.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
Cats can. That's better.
Yeah. Now this is cute. This is a cute one for kids. Why does Santa have 3 gardens? It's obvious. It's obvious. He can ho ho ho.
Oh.
All righty. Now you gotta be an engineer to understand this. Why is a computer so smart? It listens to its motherboard.
Oh.
Why is a baseball game a good place to go on a hot day? Lots of fans.
Oh.
All righty. It's hard for getting these and not getting repeats on them, so I have to work on this every once in a while. This is kind of a cute one. What do you call a priest that becomes a lawyer? Father-in-law. All righty. I think this is a repeat. What do you call a rabbit with fleas? Bugs Bunny. Okay. What animal goes to bed with his shoes on?
Horse.
A horse, of course. Very good.
Yeah.
Okay. Why do grasshoppers not go to many football games?
They don't want to be hit.
And they prefer cricket matches. They like eat crickets, right? Okay. Now this is. I don't think this is a repeat. What happens when a frog's car dies?
It croaks.
No, it has it towed.
Oh.
All righty, that's it for today. So
Okay.
leave you with a smile on your face, I hope.
Yep.